Hey, Greenlight crew, it's Chris Anthony Hamilton, your creative career coach here. Welcome back to the Greenlight Ecosystem podcast. Today was a fun day. I went to Milan with my daughter and we went to the Balloon Museum. Euphoria is what it's called in Milan. It is an incredible exhibition that you can go see in Dallas and Houston and Chicago as well right now. It was phenomenal. It's a really cinematic experience in a lot of ways just because of how they have it set up. So basically, you experience it like a museum where each section has a title and a description and the name of the artist who created essentially a form of inflatable art. And you walk through it, and there are all these different types of some of them are balloons, some of them are just gigantic inflatable balls. Some of them are just for viewing. A lot of them are very interactive. It's an incredible experience. My daughter loved it. She had a blast. And it was really beautiful. It was moving in some spots and just very unique. So I highly recommend that if you have an opportunity to go and check out a balloon museum exhibition near you, that you go for it. And even if you can't, check it out online. They're up on YouTube, and their videos give you a pretty good idea of what it's like. You might have a misconception when you first hear about a balloon museum that it's like the history of balloons, or that's something kind of banal like that, or it's like inflatable bouncy houses or something. That's not it at all. It's a really incredible exhibition of innovation with air and how it interacts with humanity, and how it's something that we all share. And it just was really well thought out and incredibly impressive. I think the section that my daughter enjoyed the most, and probably me too, is this gigantic swimming pool area that's filled with balls from like a ball pit. They're all black, and you can get into the pool and swim around. And up on the ceiling, it's filled with black balloons, and all the way around, you're surrounded by an LED wall that is giving you another experience. There's music playing, and every 5 or 10 minutes or so, they do this kind of show where it's kind of a light show and a motion graphic show in the LED wall, and interacts with the music. And it's just really, really impressive. And we just had a great time. So, yeah, check it out. It was one of those types of experiences that I really enjoy, also because it inspires in a way that it's hard to recreate by just watching a movie, or experiencing something in 2D. For me, part of really enhancing my personal vision is getting out of my normal routine of consuming media and having an experience in a different type of media. Something like going to a museum, going to an art exhibition, something that has nothing to do with my everyday artistic practice or my business, and just finding ways to be inspired. And this was absolutely one of those experiences. So those are the kinds of things that I think help me a lot. Is yeah, just finding ways to stretch my mind, to stretch my imagination, and to find new pathways to inspiration and innovation. And also, like, trying to figure out who are the people who are doing work that is worthwhile in terms of my sensibilities, work that I think is something that I could pull and draw from for my own work, and people that just have a different viewpoint artistically than I do, who come from totally different backgrounds, who were inspired to create completely different types of art, and who execute it at a very high level, and how they craft their own business from their artwork and their practice. So the next step for me, for example, having just experienced it kind of raw without really kind of digging into the background of it, is to do a little bit of research about the artists that are on exhibit at the Balloon Museum, learn a little bit about each of them, maybe even reach out and just see what I can learn from them, and maybe try to have a couple of them as guests on this podcast. Again, just to kind of stretch my network out, and figure out how to be more involved with things that are constantly going to bring new ways to be inspired. So that's one of those elements that I try to incorporate every now and again, as regularly as I can, is just finding other types of artists out there, people that you wouldn't imagine, and finding ways to connect and continually be inspired. So that one was a good one. My daughter had some cotton candy, and she, at the end of it, said that this is something that she's going to remember forever. Now she's 9, so having her say something like that is pretty gratifying. So yeah, she was very impressed with this surprise, which was kind of she was very impressed because I also made it a surprise. So she made so she made a serious effort to guess what it was and didn't come anywhere near it. So I think this one worked out pretty well in my favor. And after leaving the museum, we had some time to kill, so I looked around to see what would be some fun activities for kids in that part of Milan, and we found a mall that had an arcade in it, and she had never been to an arcade, so I took her there and we played some arcade games. I mean, her face was so expressive. It was such an incredible experience to see my child have an experience for the first time that I remember vividly when I was her age. Going to the arcade was a big deal. It was like walking into, Willy Wonka's factory or something, because there's just a magic that comes along with the lights and the sounds and all of the different varieties of experiences that you can have in an arcade because of how just dynamic it is. And of course, today it's wildly different from when I was her age. The games now, they have virtual reality headsets built into them, and she played one of those games, and the graphics are just so much more dynamic and realistic. And she had a great time. It was super fun, and just being able to witness kind of a rebirth of yourself at an age that you remember vividly is a profound experience. So I really didn't take it for granted that I got to see her and participate in her having a really amazing first experience at something that meant a lot to me growing up. We did some racing games and we played a little Mario Kart together, and it was just a blast. It was one of those things that I hope will leave a lasting impression on her. And, the fact that she and I did it together, just trying to build strong, positive memories. It can be tough sometimes because of how crazy the world is right now to really focus on just being in the moment and just trying to craft moments that create lasting positive memories for ourselves and for the people around us, especially the people that we love the most, kids, family, friends. So when that happens in this kind of at this kind of scale, at least for me, it means that much more. So it was a beautiful thing to watch. We only get one childhood, and then you have kids, and then you kind of get to relive it and reshape it. And it's kind of tough to articulate how meaningful that is until you have the experience, because it's so rare to witness somebody's first time doing a thing, witnessing and participating in a human being having a first experience, something that is going to be imprinted on them forever. Because there aren't a ton of those that we point to over the course of our lives that are really, really massively impactful for us. And kind of crafting those, to me, has become really important. So we just finished reading the original book, The Wizard of Oz, and now tomorrow our plan is to watch the movie, which I am so psyched for because it is so different from the book. I had not read the book before, so reading it with her really opened my eyes to the just incredible world of the story, and so much of it is left out of the film. So there's lots of characters. There are lots of different parts of the land of Oz that never made it to the film because obviously the film's only an hour and 40 minutes long, and the book is quite a bit longer than that. So they couldn't include everything, even like budgetarily. It just would not have made sense at the time, I imagine. So I think now being able to read through the book with her, to have her first experience absorbing the story, first of all, and then getting ready to watch the movie with her to see her absorb that for the first time, because it is, I mean, at least for me, it still holds up as a really incredible piece of storytelling. The performances, the colors, the shift in color from black and white at the beginning into this vibrant, colorful world. She has no idea about any of that. So I am jazzed to watch her experience it for the first time. So that's it for today. It was a great one, and I look forward to tomorrow as well. And don't forget that tomorrow, Sunday, January 11th at 4 p.m., I'll be hosting the very first Greenlight Ecosystem strategy briefing where I'll talk through the state of the industry, where it's going, where we can take it, and an overview of how the Greenlight ecosystem can hopefully help each of us to become our own executive producers and accelerate our careers. You can RSVP at my website at chrisanthonyhamilton.com/events, and I will see you there. Until next time, let's get to work.